got a bit carried in this game, but just want to know if I did the right decisions.
Okay.
If I did some right decisions.
Yeah. A melee champion to 2 range champs. This is not that not too complicated. just you're just playing a melee.
I was just limit testing there, and
Yeah, I mean you're just playing a melee champion to 2 range champs. They're just gonna cut you forever. There's nothing you could do. At least you got some nice orbs there, I guess. But yeah, you're just dead for no reason. Just you should just be happy with the initial trade and be like, okay, nice, I got some orbs, and he's starting his clear half HP. This is already a W, you know. No point for anything else. All good. Full clear down. Everything's normal. Just full clearing. Get some orbs. Slightly slow on our clear, but now this guy is too because he decided to go top. Now we know that Bochum was full clear downwards. You see him here. You should now either immediately start dragon or immediately run to his wolves. This is like options. I mean, I guess this is also fine because this guy's so pushed. W. I don't. I wouldn't play like this. I personally
Mhm.
would. Now you're in W range, and he also stood. He actually stood still to cast his W. So you throw his W. This is guaranteed. Now he's slowed, and now that he's slowed,
Mhm.
you could literally like walk like this, and by then he'll only be here because
Oh yeah,
he's
true.
slowed, and then you could like flash Q if you want, or obviously when you're walking like this, if he walks like this or walks like this, now he's just dead, you know, because here when you go
Yeah,
like when you flash Q, now you can walk down. That's why I would walk like this and see how he moves, and then decide how if I want to flash Q or not, and by then he's also slowed, you know.
yeah.
Obviously, Yasuo dying's not your fault. You kill him after. Well, everything's normal. You're just full clearing. That's just how the Kayn is early game. Full clearing and then get the objective very soft and full clearing and fighting or
Mhm.
ganking so often. Now we full cleared and now there's a fight, so we come to the fight. This completely normal. Hold this guy. Hold this long pulse for your Q. Drink your pot. Don't buy these pots if you're not gonna drink them. You should be drinking them
Yeah.
while you're fighting. This entire time you'd be drinking them. You probably wouldn't have to flash. Let's say you're like 200 HP health right now. You don't have to flash, right? Yeah. You would not have to flash. Yeah, I mean the hunt just wasting gold in your inventory. Didn't pop a single pot there. All good. Well, you're pretty happy here. Like it's full clearing. We did grubs, full clear. We stopped our dragon. We got our form now. Now we're just chilling. No point to really be fighting here. Actually, no, it makes it. Yeah, makes sense. This guy's safe. I think once this guy's safe, now we're no boom. Job's done. Go back to our camps. We're never killing him. We don't really get any much. Um, you already have your
True.
form as well. Um, it's all good. Now we play for dragon. Hey, you say you got carry, but this is I don't know. So far, this is everything's it's really good early game. Like 12 minutes is boring. I mean, Kane's early games are supposed to be boring. You know, you've got
Mhm.
grubs, you got the dragon, you haven't died. Um, you have your form, you're up CS. This is this is unironically like a perfect standard Kane early game. You're up 30 CS. You've got both objectives. You got your form
Mhm.
without having to into it. A lot of times Ken has to int for his form. I don't know, you say you got carry, but this is like a lot of times. I know it's like yes, you have 3 KP out of 16, so you like your lanes didn't win by themselves, sure. But a lot of times like not
Mhm.
inting or not losing is like is your job. You know, there are games where you have
Mhm.
to spam gank to win. There's games where your only job is to let your teammates do their thing and to not be a liability. You know how easy it is to like okay, I have because you have winning lanes this game, right? You know how easy it is to say I have winning lanes. Let me just force invades, and then you die in those invades, and then your teammates die in those invades, and now a one game is now lost. You know, but it's so easy to say or do
Mhm.
that. In this game, I think you're just I haven't seen any opportunity to gank. It's different when you're like you are able to gank and you're like ignoring your lanes and just like AFK full clearing. That's one thing. In this game, it's not like you're ignoring your lanes. There just hasn't been a very clear, obvious opportunity to gank for them. You know.
Mm,
It's also one thing where like let's say Graves had like 5 KP where Graves like spam ganking, that's a different story because then you're messing up because every time Graves ganks, you should either be a counter ganking or B you should be punishing him by like if you gank spot, you should be taking his top side. But in this case, because Graves hasn't done anything either, and Graves hasn't forced like spam ganks, then you haven't like missed any opportunities to punish him. You know, because he actually has less KP than you. He has 2, while you have 3. You know. So I
mm.
actually don't. You said you got carried, but I think this is just objectively called playing well. It might look boring, but that's how playing well it looks sometimes. Sometimes it looks boring.
Yeah, true.
You see how the first time you do something that's not boring, you instantly get punished for it. The entire game is boring, boring, boring.
Yeah.
First time you're like, oh, let me like have some fun and like run and like drive the herald. It's unnecessary. You're just doing it because it gives dopamine boost, and you instantly get your flash burnt and then die. See, it's actually a
Yeah.
perfect example of sometimes boring wins. Like here, dragon spawns in 40 seconds. We can just base, buy our full cleaver, and we're gonna show up to the dragon with ult up, flash up, 2 items. We're gonna do Raptors then Red and then start the third dragon, and now the game's won. We got Herald, we got 3 grubs, we got the this is gonna be third dragons. We got 3 dragons, 3 grubs, Herald, towers, 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 and then you get a guaranteed free win, you know. But the second we start taking
Yeah,
unnecessary
true.
risks and playing for fun, now we die. Now the enemy team has a chance to pull a dragon 45 with number advantage, and then if they get this, they get bounty, you know. So
Mhm,
this is nice. It's nice. I think your game is really solid, and then you go for a necessary risk and you still get punished for it. I think it's pretty blatant, you know.
mhm.
But now we just want to play with our team. Mid game we're just babysitting, making sure no one dies. Team playing with our team, playing with our Zaheen, which is really fed. Nice. I think you're so far. I think you're playing this fight well. Bad W. Besides this W, I think the initial start of the fight was good. If you're gonna W, you should W way earlier. Like
Yeah.
W now, now, now. Like he was airborne by Zaheen, so you can try to W your. You can try to like CC lock him, so it'd be W now. When he flashes, now you W where he flashed to. You could still W right now. But you kind of just W now when he's out of
Yeah,
range.
way too late, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe take the fight with your team. You get the free auto on because when you're ahead, losing T fights is like impossible. Here's the part of the game where I really just don't want you to farm camps at all. Like, I want you to primarily be with your team and then only farm camps while walking to your team or like when things are over. You know, like I think now
Ah, okay.
it's more a game where like um there's like here example could find the reps because there's no one to like hover with, right? But here instead of being on
Mhm.
Krugs, I would be like walking with my Lux, like getting vision with her, making sure she doesn't get Thresh hooked here. You know, if she lands a Q
Ah,
on
okay.
Thresh, we should be killing Thresh with her, like doing our W off her Q. You know what I mean? And boom, like you're on Krugs, and
Mhm,
now she had to flash because she got hit like hooked. Like this is part of the game where like, for example, Raptors. I'm not saying skip every camp. Like Raptors is perfect to do because there's no one to hover. There's nothing to do. Now we see our teammate walking into Fog of War and into the jungle. Now this is where we want to hover and protect her. You see the difference?
mhm. Yeah, got it. Yeah. I have to say I didn't really care about that fight because they 3 people were there in the river and all mid lane and top lane
Mm-hmm.
are pushing.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to say. I mean, you just don't have your teammates with you. If you had Zaheen, I mean Zaheen's your strongest member. So if you have this Zaheen here, or if Lux doesn't leave,
Mhm,
and you have at least if you have even numbers, you just win it. But it's a big fight because it's a dragon. Like you know, that's like a way to guarantee the game. You know, just have soul. But at this
mhm.
point, the game's like over, obviously. So I don't know. You said it was boring. I think yeah, you had a really solid game. So like, I didn't see any
Okay.
misplays. You shouldn't. There's no invades you should have done. I didn't see any times you should have ganked where you didn't. Sometimes you're just if you're gonna be playing Kayn, you have to realize that
Yeah.
before form your champ really can't force ganks, and then once you've had form, by the time you had form, where was it here? Now your only job was to do the objectives, which is what you did. You instantly did the herald, and then you based, and then you play for the dragon. So that's
Yeah.
so. Um,
Yeah, true. It just felt like I had